as we welcome you to Orchard Park with 2 minutes left in a 4-point game. Kirk Cousins back to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson pulled it in. The catch of his life. But we gotta look back at this.
How does he maintain possession all the way through, not allow that ball to hit the ground?
Trying to keep this drive alive. Goff. Little pitch to right. Big gain. Brock Wright is going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Lions. The Jets were completely fooled. And the Lions regain the lead. 51 yards.
He looks in the mirror and he sees a 230-pound running back. I mean, he's that kind of guy.
2nd and 3. Trubisky on the move down the sideline, and reaching up for it is George Pickens, and he holds it in.
Mac Hollins out on defense. He's all the way back. Stevenson
Is anyone going to?
is inside the 30, flips it back. Stanford band nowhere in sight. It's picked off. Oh no!
Unbelievable!
Oh wow! Incredible! Chandler Jones takes it in and wins the game for the Raiders. Have you ever seen an ending like that?
I've never seen anything like that. I have no idea why he was doing that. Oh my goodness.
Last season, early in the year, last time this defense has given up a 100-yard rusher. Pretty incredible. Herbert, high pass. Did Williams make that catch? My goodness.
So 2:28 on the clock. No timeouts remaining. They're going to set up the screen with Dalvin Cook and let him chew up the yards. Dalvin Cook! There he goes! Dalvin Cook is going to be caught up with blockers inside the 5. Touchdown! 64 yards. Magic in Minneapolis.
On 2nd down, Foreman stays into block. Tight window throw, and somehow Terrace Marshall holds on to it. It's in between his knees.
He is fighting the whole way. There it is, between the legs.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think it ever touched the ground.
No.
Just stay right there.
That looks like a completion to me. And then he gets touchdown with his hands on it. Yards per game allowed the last few weeks. Much better in the second half for Green Bay so far on the defensive end. Now trying to contain Fields. Looking for N'Keal Harry! What a catch! Inside the Packer 30 as he beats Jair Alexander.
The good thing is that you have seen him in his past on 4th and long execute.
They need the 23 for a first down. Herbert with time. Now running out of time. Throws on the run. Down the sideline. Caught in the end zone. Keenan Allen for the touchdown. What a throw. What a catch. Jay, it feels like it's been one-sided in terms of what Houston has been able to do with its defense. Just hasn't been the case on the scoreboard. Just a 5-point lead. What a punt here by Johnston. Peoples-Jones going to play it from the 25. Breaks a couple of tackles. Peoples-Jones still going. Maintains his balance. It's a foot race. Peoples-Jones will score. A brilliant run back. 76 yards from Peoples-Jones. No flags. Jacobs with running room right up the middle. Jacobs is on his way. The Raiders are going to win this game.
And the Ravens, and away we go from Maryland.
Duvernay will bring it out. Got a block from Hill. He's got a lead blocker on the way, chased by the kicker. Getting a block from Harrison. All the way he goes. 103 yards.
At the running back to play the style of football that he'd really like to be able to play right now.
3rd down and 3. Quick throw. What a catch. Samuel stays upright. Terrific catch and run. One-on-one with Ramsey. Can't bring him down. Samuel. Highlight reel. Touchdown.
Got to get back here more often.
It's a great area.
And we will. Here's Allen. Trying to go deep to Davis. He pulled it in. Incredible catch.
Oh, incredible is right. This is what is going on today? There's so much randomness.
That's crazy.
2 timeouts. They'll get the ball to start the second half. This is a huge drive for Justin Fields. Taking a shot for Darnell Mooney. What a catch! Absolutely incredible from Darnell Mooney. A one-handed 39-yard grab.
I mean, just a go and look. Go ahead. Just stick your paw out there and bring it in, Mooney.
Pollard, right up the middle. Tony Pollard breaking free. Pollard cuts back. Pollard all the way. Touchdown, Dallas.
First and goal from the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown.
Final minute of the quarter on the 2nd down and 3. Good protection. Going deep downfield. And a battle is won.
On 1st down, it's Mostert with a carry again. Shedding tackles. Mostert down the sideline. He's got speed. And Mostert still on his feet. Dragging Bills inside the 10.
U.S. Bank Stadium. Beautiful stadium. One of my favorites in the league. Now open for its 7th year. Kene Nwangwu will take it back for the 4. Patriots doing a good job, but Nwangwu gets free down the sideline. He's in bounds. He's going. Nwangwu 30, 20. He will score.
What he did to the broadcast industry allows guys like me to do this.
Fake. Prescott has plenty of time. Ferguson wide open. Look at him go. Jumping over people at the 30 and then head down inside the 25. He leapt right over Jason Pinnock and this crowd goes nuts. Blitz coming. Picked up. Prescott looking to run. Throws across his body downfield. Oh, Lamb, a one-hander and a penalty to boot. CeeDee Lamb, what a grab.
Of course. It's tough. Right, with pads on. Exactly. Yes. Well, here he is again in the run up the middle. He fights for the 1st down, but he lost the ball. Gilman kicked it out. It's still free. Tyreek's got to look out. Tyreek Hill might go. Tyreek Hill was right on the spot, and he's gone for a touchdown. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Tyreek. The ball finds him.
What is going on around here? I've never seen a first half like that.
Offensive player advance for a touchdown.
From the 16-yard line, Marcus Jones. Got a block from Schooler. Here he goes. He's going to try to beat the punter. He does. He's gone. And that is a touchdown. Are you kidding me, Kevin?
the way this game has gone, and that's how this thing's going to finish.
2nd and 10. Mayfield to the end zone to Jefferson. Is that possible? Touchdown. This is impossible. They go 98 yards. That's good for 23.
Nobody's there to slow him down, picks up that momentum. Big guy to bring down.
Again, quick tempo, and picked off at the 1-yard line. That is Watson out in front. Snead to protect him as well. All the way for the touchdown. Unreal.
Ready to go. Walker on 1st down, moving to his left. And now Walker fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore. Oh, my God! Makes a diving catch for a Panthers touchdown. Wow! 62 yards. Carolina has tied the game.
You better be able to do that, and St. Brown does really well. Here's Patterson, who fumbled the last time he touched it. Cordero Patterson has a seam. Patterson splits it. Goodbye! Cordero Patterson, the 9th time in his NFL career. A house call on a kick.
Oh, this is not good. You called it DiCaprio. The Titanic might be happening for Kansas City here.
Here comes Allen with the keep and the leap. Oh, what a run by Josh Allen.
I mean, he's an alien.
1:45 left. Giants have no timeouts remaining. Webb is going to take a shot to the end zone. Oh, what a grab. Kenny Golladay. Touchdown, Giants.
They're starting to get on the same page at the right time.
3rd down here. All day. Brady letting it fly. Evans is open again. He's got it. Evans inside the 10, and he scores. I think they're back.
8 guys within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage for the Dolphins. 3rd down 2. It's Jackson. Oh my gosh, here he goes. He'll sprint. He's being chased by Howard. Looking behind. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown.
He sends Adams, does Carr, in motion, sets up on the right side. And on 3rd and 5, going deep downfield, and the coverage is good. Does he one-handed flag comes in? There's Adams. And all night long, it's going to be Adams and Jalen Ramsey in that one-on-one battle.
So it cut Waddle's route short as a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 13, and to the end zone. Gesicki, touchdown! What a catch! Woo, 14-yard snare.
Have been in control of that game throughout. Again, Cincinnati could move up to the 2, and Buffalo could fall back to the 3 if the Bills lose here. Cincinnati goes on to a win, which you might expect. Baltimore shorthanded. Here comes Hines again. Oh my goodness! Can he do it twice? Is this for real? Can you believe it? Even a little Dion strut to the end zone. 101 yards.
That's unfortunate. He's had a great start to this game, but you mentioned it. Michael Gallup can continue with T.Y. Hilton.
4-man rush. Prescott going deep. Has Lamb. He's got it. And the spin. And he's in. Touchdown, Dallas.
.48 yards total on the drive. Can they make it pay off here? Allen running and throws, and it's caught by Gabe Davis in the end zone.
For Jordan Love.
37. Here he is throwing in the middle. It's caught by Watson. He's got great speed. Turning the corner. Christian Watson down the sideline. And he will score. Whoa. Hang on. Love to Watson. To a 1-score game.
Yeah, Mark, you do get credit for not turning it over, and they haven't so far, as Heineke avoids pressure and heaves it deep. Samuel, the officials down there, and Samuel makes the catch! There were 3 Vikings and an official, but Samuel made the catch. One official is saying he's in for the touchdown.
60 seconds left in the quarter. Mills slinging it, and it's picked off. Intercepted. Rodney McLeod extends. Touchdown.
First down and 20 now. Stidham airing it deep, looking for Davante Adams, who makes a diving catch.
Get out
inside the 20 at the 19.
Ravens bring 4. Pickett fires in the middle and a catch. There's George Pickens right at the mark. That is a first down, and that is a 4-star play.
Because they don't want to get caught.
Just a 4-man rush. Stidham steps away from Bosa. Looking, buying time, throws it late. He's got Adams open. Davante Adams chugging into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, if this thing stands.
There is a flag down just near midfield. It's a 60-yard touchdown if it stands.
Talk about that tattoo from New Year's Eve. I mean, Hufanga waited till New Year's Day to tattoo Stidham. Holy smokes. Let's see if they get the whole, maybe on.
With the quarterback in the pocket, illegal contact. Defense number 7.
Oh, he got it.
The goal for the play is a touchdown.
Wow.
It's Hurts. It's a deep ball. Looking for Devontae Smith. What a catch! Inside the 5.
There's Hurts. What a catch. Goddard for the first down. And Hayward has to come over to help finish that play.
Murray. End zone throw. Oh, what a catch! One-handed DeAndre Hopkins.
Second in total difference. That can win you games. Literally win you games.
Walker on first down. It's picked off. What a play! Lorenzo Carter takes it in for a Falcons touchdown.
16 times. He's caught 9. 3rd and 10. Tua going deep. Oh, he's got Hill! He's got Hill! That is 6.
Yeah, he's a coach's son, and he knows that you never get ahead of yourself. As Hurts going down the field. Can they do it again? Yes, they can! A.J. Brown, incredible! Touchdown number 3.
You know, if you get 3 touchdowns, I guess you're allowed to point fingers and get a penalty, because that's going to be a little too cocky. Number 1 in the league on 3rd down.
Yeah, they are the Bills, 56% on 3rd down, but it's 3rd and 10, throwing into the wind, way down the field. Oh my goodness! This is going to be 98 yards to Gabe Davis. A 98-yard explosion. Josh Allen to Gabe Davis.
What an incredible read, and what a route by Davis.
Going underneath, and is tipped, and interception. And all the way inside the 10 to the end zone goes Marco Wilson. Marquez Callaway could not hold on.
Four-man rush. Fields stepping up. Sidearm sling. He's got a connection. There goes Montgomery, who lost the football, and the Cowboys have it. It's Parsons on top of it. Micah Parsons on the move, and Micah Parsons is in.
Four catches, 55 yards. Bridgewater Airing it out deep downfield, and that is caught on the rebound by Hill. Awuzie is right there with him. Keeps his concentration, pulls it in, and it's 65 yards and a first down and goal.
Goff pressure coming, fires for Hockenson. He's got it into Miami territory, down the sideline, and Hockenson is tripped up. Verone McKinley saves a touchdown, but Hockenson goes for 52.
Swings out. Fields over the middle. Cole Kmet! One-hand block! What a catch by Kmet!
Who is this guy?
Play fake. Wentz taking a deep shot down the middle of the field for Brown. He's got it! De'Ami Brown! Touchdown! His first NFL touchdown. A 75-yard strike.
Second down and 8 for the Eagles at their own 47. Good protection again. Launch downfield. Watkins wide open. Touchdown.
Get up, snap it around 22. If you get the first down, take a timeout.
There it is at 22. Rodgers. He's picked! And this is going to the house. Jack Jones with the pick six.
Well, we talked earlier. Jack Jones with the fumble. 4th-round pick. I really liked him watching it. And we said earlier he's got an instinct for it.
And a touchdown out of empty. Eagles playing with pace. Hurts faking the handoff, the pass, bat into the air, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Cisco. Cisco still going inside the 20. Cisco is going to score. Pick 6 for Jacksonville.
The quick throws. Tyler's toss is good. Back to Rondale Moore. Stretches out of it. He's going to go into the end zone, and that's going to be a Cardinal touchdown.
Gordon is now in. 1st and 10, Melvin Gordon. Oh, he fumbled again! He fumbled again! Robertson's got it! And he's got an entourage by midfield. Got a block by Hobbs. And there he goes! He's got 6! On the fumble by Gordon. His 4th of the season. Raiders have jumped on top.
Cardinals must get to the 37 for a first down. Murray throws, picked off by Luvu. Frankie Luvu down the sideline. He's in for a Panthers touchdown.
Well, I think they're still frustrated. Their defense got a stop on a curious play there where the officials said they stopped play because of a play clock that needed to be reset. It's history now. The completion to Hockenson, who slips a tackle, and he's going to get a first down. And he stayed in bounds. They did not rule him out. Hockenson inside the 5. First and goal, Lions.
Must get to the 23 for a first down. Goff under pressure, lost the football. Patriots recover. It's in the hands of Kyle Duggar, and he will take it all the way for a New England defensive touchdown.
3rd and 10. Dalton steps up. Picked off at the 40-yard line. Isaiah Simmons. Simmons down the sideline. Simmons inbounds. Simmons all the way. They may say with Cameron Thomas putting the heat up.
Williams with a big hole. Jamal Williams. Can he take it to the house? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Lions. Thank you, Jen, and the Pete Carroll conversation. It was finished and physical. The defense has been physical as Goff has been sharp, but this is intercepted by Tariq Woolen, and he's going to take it back inside for a Seahawk touchdown. Wow.
2 picks. He fumbled a couple times as well. He's going to throw here, much more aggressive to begin. A deep ball for Mooney. Oh, what a shot! Perfectly thrown and hauled in. 51-yard strike.
Smith for Metcalf, who's open. DK Metcalf trying to put a move on. And Metcalf down inside the 2-yard line. A good catch and carry. Deshaun Elliott kept him from getting a touchdown.
You do something really, really well, like run the ball like the Cleveland Browns do.
Throwing it on 3rd and 1. Looking deep for Peoples-Jones. Into the sun. He makes the catch. Down at the 1.
Week 1 victory for Pittsburgh surprised everybody walking into Orchard Park and getting the win. Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Micah Fitzpatrick is an absolute ball hawk.
At the line of scrimmage. And 2nd and long, they will run it. And it is DeAndre Swift with a first down and more. Down inside.
That's what he wants to feed off of, and it helps him call the game better.
3rd down and 1 as Taysom Hill took the snap. First down and a lot more. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Down the sideline.
1st and 15 for Miami. That pass down the side. It is grabbed by Tyreek Hill.
Good protection for Jalen Hurts, who takes a shot, and he's got A.J. Brown inside the 10.
So 3rd down and long. A twist up front, able to collapse the pocket. Fields keeps it alive. Has a wide open Pettis. And now Pettis down the sideline and in. Improvisation and a touchdown from 50.
Coming off an injury, tearing his Achilles week 16 against the Jets, and has worked his way back. Fake to him. Lawrence. Deep for Christian Kirk. He's got it inside the 20 of Washington.
Raven-type runs. One by Davis and the other one by Kenyon Drake. Lamar winding up. Going deep for Bateman. He's got him. Touchdown. 3rd touchdown today for Lamar Jackson, and that was a strike from deep, 55 yards.
And then really on the key downs, those critical downs, it's been the defense that's been able to make the play over the offense.
Jones coming deep on this side of the field, and he's got a man open. That's complete. Caught by Kendrick Bourne. What a beauty of a throw by Jones. 180%.
Mayfield backpedaling, wide open is his man, Anderson. Baker with a home run bomb, 75 yards, and here comes Carolina.
27-yard gain, only the 2nd catch for Thomas. Again, an injury-plagued season last year. He only got into 6 games. Wentz, deep drop, pressure on, gets rid of it. Sideline throw, he's got Terry McLaurin, and that's a Washington Commander touchdown. 49 yards.
Makes a nice tackle there, nice stick.
3rd and short. Goff up in the air. It is caught. Touchdown.
3rd down, 8, big test for the young Jacksonville defense. They do bring extra pressure, and Wentz is protected for the end zone. And Dotson, he holds it in. It's a touchdown, Commanders. And that deserves a wow.
That he was going to allow Kirk Cousins to get up there in this sort of up-tempo style offense, one-word plays and just snap it and go.
Fake. Pressure, steps away. Cousins loading up. Lofting it deep. Jefferson, he's got it! Inside the 20, taken down inside the 15. A big one up top to Justin Jefferson.
2nd straight start for the Giants inside the 10. And on first down, Saquon Barkley to the sideline. Barkley tiptoeing down the sideline, and here comes the speed. Barkley shoved out of bounds near the...
Block those guys. It's blocking Jeffrey Simmons. It's blocking the base front seven.
Open, Shepard all alone. Shepard breaks a tackle and into the end zone. Sterling Shepard. Huge play.
Josh Wells and take his shots.
Wells, the backup is in. Brady, deep shot downfield for Julio Jones at the 30.
Wilson floats it. There's Judy. Pass caught. Judy still going. Down inside the 20. And touchdown Denver Broncos.
Chargers have had the ball for 5 minutes. This is the 11th play of this drive. To the end zone he goes, and can he one-handed in the end zone to Mike Williams?
That he does a great job of picking his spots in the secondary. Robinson bursts inside the 30, inside the 20, middle of the field, one man to beat, he goes! Touchdown Jaguars! 37 yards.
Tagovailoa, Armstead a block. And he's got the receiver. Buckle up, hold on to your hands. Here comes Waddle. What a block downfield by Ingold. Duvernay in motion with the shotgun to Jackson on 1st and 10. Oh, and he's got Bateman off to the races. Chased by Holland. Chased on the play by Howard. And there he goes. Touchdown.
Scored a touchdown on their opening drive here in the second half. On 1st and 10 from the 16, Wentz fires, looking for McLaurin, who made the adjustment and makes the catch. From the 25-yard line, some trickery from the Lions as St. Brown takes it down the sideline. Well, that's exactly what this Detroit offense needed.
Boy, did they need that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, excuse me.
3rd down at 15. Goff's pass caught by Swift. And Swift will take it all the way for a Lions score.
There's a fake. Pressure up the middle. Winston, there he goes. Going deep, down the field. Intercepted. Jamel Dean with a terrific pick. They listened to you, Greg Olsen, but the Bucs denied it.
He knows that short slant is Michael Thomas's route.
Winston again. Just firing now, and it's picked off again. Mike Edwards has it. Edwards looking for the end zone. One man to beat, and Edwards is going to go for the touchdown.
Tagovailoa, blocked by Armstead. Going, he's got him! He's got him! Tyreek Hill! And the Dolphins have come back! 60 yards!
Here he is, trying to make a man miss in space, and Taylor, and does, and has the first down. And Deebo Samuel is inside the another chip shot try. From 20, and it's blocked. That's a live ball into the hands of Mike Jackson. And he gets past Wisnowski. Tariq Woolen comes up huge. The rookie with the block. And Mike Jackson with his first NFL touchdown. And that has turned the game around, perhaps.
And run the football. He is their best weapon.
Murray going to throw it. This side of the field it is.
I told you, Steve, I think he's an important part of their offense. They're all the different ways that they use him.
The Swiss Army knife deal. Here's Allen on 2nd and 10. Stepping up into the logo and throwing. He's got Diggs wide open. It's caught. Touchdown. 46-yard strike. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs.
Hurts keeps around the edge and bends it back down. Fighting for the end zone. What a run. Touchdown Philadelphia. Second of the night for Hurts. Tannehill empties the backfield on 2nd and 13. Has some pressure. Throws. It's intercepted. Matt Milano. Pick six. Buffalo.
and it's all Bills tonight.
Third down and 9. Fields has time. Looking deep. Not there. Bernard chasing him. Fields eludes him. Fields is going to take off. Fields has room to run. He's got the first down into Houston territory and out of bounds.
Ready? What is that?
Here's Kamara from the 45. Ball's on the ground. Panthers pick it up. And they're going the distance. Marquise Haynes. Touchdown, Carolina.
There's a flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
Flag down at the 40-yard line.
That ball belongs to me. I'm going to go get it.
Hurts. Deep ball. Devontae Smith looking for separation. Was he in bounds? He was. That's a catch down to the 16.
That's what made the Bengals great last year. That's what they will do again this season. No tentativeness. Final seconds of the first quarter. Burrow on time. Tyler Boyd breaks away, and now it's a foot race. Boyd will take it for the touchdown. Cincinnati gets the score at the end of the first quarter. 56 yards. A catch and run for Boyd.
Baker double clutches, then gets rid of it. Laviska Shenault with some room. Laviska Shenault, the former Jaguar, scores on the biggest play of the game for the Panthers. 67 yards.
Play clock near 1. Corner of the end zone. Lamb. One-handed try. He got it. Touchdown, Lamb. What a catch.
Burrow is 8 of 15, barely over 50%. Goes deep down the left sideline, and that's caught. That's T. Higgins to the end zone.
Jackson told us that Linderbaum from day one just looked like he belonged. He doesn't know if it's an Iowa thing like Marshall Yonda. Jackson somehow upright and throws it downfield. The bobble caught. A wild play. Duvernay on the receiving end. How did he do that?
Realistically, you need 23 yards or so. One timeout left, can go anywhere. Wentz decides to go for it all. Going deep, and it intercepted. Trayvon Diggs. Guess who?
Other guys running RPOs aren't running their quarterbacks as much. You know, the Aaron Rodgers of the world.
Second and 10. Oh, boy. Deep ball it is. And it is caught for the touchdown. A.J. Brown from 39 yards out.
Second and 10. Brady going deep and caught by Evans. Contested catch. Beautiful grab. 12-yard line over Marlon Humphrey.
And he turned him around pretty quickly without really a whole lot of good players. And then they got better players in, and they got outstanding on defense.
This is going to be intercepted by the rookie Gordon. Kyler Gordon just runs out of gas. But another takeaway by the Chicago defense.
And another one of those young players from this year's rookie class.
Who would ever think that Aaron Rodgers at home would be losing to a third-string quarterback?
And now Murray to the end zone. Brown, touchdown.
Another 100 yards against the 49ers again for Cooper Kupp. This one is juggled pick. There goes Hufanga. Hufanga, touchdown, San Francisco. Pick 6.
Not getting anything going at all.
Second and 8. Off play action. Wilson going deep downfield into a lot of traffic, and somehow, some way, it is caught inside the 25-yard line.
Can get in that direction and come out of center field and go in that direction to cover off.
Second and 7. Wentz taking a deep shot, and it is caught! Brown again! What a catch by De'Ami Brown! His second touchdown of the day!
Play action,
Smith sets up at midfield. He wants the end zone. He wants Lockett, and he's got him again. Lockett earlier had a 35-yard touchdown reception. This one of 40 yards. Gino will turn around and hand it off, and there's Walker's first big run of the game, and it's a huge hole. Kenneth Walker, the 21-year-old rookie, is gone for 69 yards into the end zone, and we're tied at 31. There's no running backs, there's no wide receivers on the field right now. And that means they're going to run it with Hill. This is worked every time, and now he's gone. It's a foot race, but the speed of Woolen, will he get there? No! Touchdown! A 60-yard scamper for Taysom Hill.
Got a man read. They sent Skowronek in motion. You see they got the bunch with the three over the top.
Stafford, Kupp, what a catch! Cooper Kupp turns on the Jets. Kupp racing away. Cooper Kupp all the way. Touchdown!
Shotgun for Mayfield. Pump, hooks a pass, and he tosses it to the other team, Mosley. Down the sideline, Mosley cuts it inside. All the way. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Analytics says go for it. Raiders do. Play action. Carr airs it out down the middle for Adams. Got it. Inside the 10. Devontae, touchdown. What a play on fourth down. They'd have 2 downs to try to get the yardage. Let's see what happens on third. Carr, Adams, downfield. He's got it! Touchdown! Las Vegas!
Little over a minute. No timeouts for Chicago. Fields. Rolling left. First down and a lot more. Fields is inside the 20. Takes it to the 6.
They give it to Hasty, the third running back, and there he goes! JaMycal Hasty! All the way for a touchdown! They've got Etienne and Robinson, and it's Hasty who comes in and lights it up on 3rd and 1.
Here's Cook. Dalvin Cook picks up a first down, still going inside the 30. Cook inside the 10, the 5, touchdown. 53 yards in his return home.
I do think they'll ultimately have to go for it. 4th down and 2. Brissett going deep and caught. Peoples-Jones with a great grab.
They're 52% on 3rd and long, which is like unheard of.
Kelsey's not in for this play. Mahomes is dancing around. Now finds an open man. It's Smith-Schuster bouncing off the hit, and here he goes to the end zone for the touchdown.
Smith-Schuster getting a little yoga session, move guy in, but that was incredible. Mahomes does most of the heavy lifting.
Stafford to the air, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson, his first of the year, and a pick 6 for 26. Longest pass of the day for the Panthers, 16 yards, and that was a little toss to McCaffrey. Short toss to McCaffrey here to the 35-yard line. He'll turn the corner, and McCaffrey down the sideline. Christian McCaffrey inside the 30, cuts it back inside the 20, and Jalen Ramsey brings him down.
Sean Payton is in the house somewhere, too. That's Hill all the way to the left. Dalton looking short, throwing, caught. That is Kevin White with a lot of room to roam down the sideline. Did he step out or not? And he takes it all the way inside the 5, and the officials are running down there with him before Hamilton makes a stop.
4-yard loss. Opening drive. Giants Second down, going deep. Daniel Jones. Did he catch it? Darius Slayton has a giant touchdown.
Empty set for Heinicke on third down. Four-man rush. Heinicke hit as he throws. It is ripped away by Devondre Campbell. And he's got plenty of green grass in front of him. Devondre Campbell, pick six, Green Bay.
Not the start I think anybody anticipated for Taylor Heinicke. He's always brought a lot of energy to the game.
Play number 9 on this drive. 2nd and 13. Quick pass is intercepted. Picked off by Amani, hooked up by Andrew Adams, and he's going to go the distance. Pick 6 for Adams, and the Titans lead 9-0.
Last year was number 4 pick, and Mariota is going to go deep, and he's got the connection. All the way into the end zone goes Jameer Byrd, his first catch of the season, and it goes for 75 yards and a touchdown.
It as the timing, a little bit of his patience as well.
Heinicke sets up, looking for Terry McLaurin against Alexander. It is caught! Touchdown! Commanders take the lead. So that's 3 first downs via penalty on this drive for Green Bay, which needs to make up 2 scores. Nothing open for Rodgers. Rolling, throwing, end zone. What a catch! Did he hold it in? What a play by Aaron Jones! Rising over Curl for a crucial score for Green Bay.
You know, just picking up 5 or 6 yards, you know, per play here. They've got to be able to get it down the field.
Mills throwing, intercepted. Picked off in the middle of the field by Duron Harmon. Harmon up the sideline. Harmon is going to take it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
For the team and for those players individually.
There's Walker on first down. Gets the edge. Walker down the sideline. He's got the speed. Walker chugging down the sideline. Can he outrace Michael Davis? He can. 74 yards. And Kenneth Walker may have just put it on ice for Seattle.
First time going over 100 yards.
Najee Harris the back, 2nd and goal. And Pickett end zone shot, and Pickens caught it. Inbounds, yes. Touchdown. The spectacular rookie has done it again.
Twenty-yard completion to Stevenson. Season long for Ramondre. Play action. Floated and wide open. Spinning grab by Myers. Touchdown!
As a team that should be in the mix for a playoff spot.
Okonkwo, the motion man. Fake it to Henry. And now throw it to Henry. Henry getting to the outside. Look out! Derrick Henry! The king is on his way! Loses the football and scooped up in the end zone! Touchdown, Tennessee! Just like they drew it up. Treylon Burks.
Makes it easy on a play call.
Jones to throw. Pressure right up the middle. Jones unloaded. Looking for Darius Slayton. He jumps and he holds it in. Darius Slayton is down at the 1. Oh, what a catch.
Side by side from the very start. But they've got a talented roster. Samuel gets it. Trent Williams out in front of him. Ayuk blocking. Debo. End zone touchdown. What a play. No flags. Another one for San Francisco.
And as Melissa told you, no Gerald Everett, the tight end. So it's not the whole cast together, but a few of the stars are back. Herbert going deep, downfield for Joshua Palmer. Got it! Touchdown, Chargers! Whoa! Bang, bang, bang. 3 plays to the end zone.
Third down, back Philly 17, Indy 16, back to the game.
And a deep pass down the field for Peoples-Jones. Is he inbounds? Yes! What a catch by Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's 1st and goal for the Browns.
There's a Olave right there if they have time, because Aaron Donald's going to be bearing down on them.
Third down and 9. Dalton heaves this one downfield. It is caught and taken in by Olave for a Saints touchdown. 52 yards. Tutu Atwell goes in motion from the 38-yard line off the fake to Akers. Stafford going deep. It is caught. Atwell, touchdown. 62 yards. First career touchdown for Tutu Atwell.
Slides up to the top portion of your screen. And in that direction, it's intercepted. He was throwing for Cooks, but Kendall Fuller has a takeaway, and that's a Commanders touchdown.
Airs it out. McLaurin downfield. Hit him in stride, and the catch is made. What a throw and catch.
Here's McCoy on 4th and 3. Looking for Rondale Moore. And Moore makes the catch. Wow. A spectacular catch.
6 in the secondary. 3rd and 3. Matt Ryan moves up. He needs the 28. He's got a first down. Look at the 37-year-old quarterback run with a block from Doolin.
But the Colts coming up with a big stop on 2nd down.
Zaire Franklin is back in. Here comes Buckner. There goes Carr. Caught. Adams, hold on. Here he goes. Room to roam. Touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the lead. He's only had one 100-yard game. 2nd down. So there's a big hole. He's off to the races. Chased by Harmon. Chased by Webb. And you can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Colts.
Make that 2 games, Kevin.
DeAndre Hopkins has been all over the place. So 1 spot, 2 spot, wherever you need him to be.
To the end zone. A.J. Green makes the catch. Spectacular. For a Cardinals touchdown over David Long in the corner of the end zone.
Let's go.
On the fake, Rodgers lets it fly. Has Watson. He's got it on his feet, and he's in for the touchdown.
That might be the biggest catch of this young receiver's career. He needed this one. He's had some struggles, but no bigger catch.
Here's Pollard, and sure enough,
a first down and more. Welcome to the big show, Tony Pollard, his 3rd touchdown of the day.
1st and 15. Mariota complete. It's Damiere Byrd inside the 25, the 20. God. Still going. Byrd, the former Panther, touchdown to give Atlanta the lead.
McCaffrey behind the line, looking to throw it. Airs it out, has Ayuk wide open. He's got it for the touchdown. McCaffrey, the touchdown pass to Ayuk from 34.
What a dandy.
Rodgers protected, flipping to the corner of the end zone for Dobbs, who turns around. Did he bring it in? Yes! What a catch by Romeo Dobbs for the touchdown. Whoa, what a play.
They turned around 3 times.
Jones the block at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate and get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block down there by Mooney. He's in for 6. 61-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Justin Fields.
Well, and this is why Matt Eberflus and
I think it's really hard to evaluate and give the guy a fair shot.
And only 7 first downs today. Pass over the middle, picked off, tipped and picked off by Jonathan Jones to the end zone for the touchdown.
He was the one that made a fuss about it. Said they ought to take the C off his jersey. As Stafford fires it downfield to an open Cup. He beat him for 70 yards in the playoff game, and he's got another long one against the Buccaneers.
Oh, my goodness. This is an incredible throw with Vita Vea bearing down on you and Cup running a perfect route.
And Tennessee's starting to hit that stride.
Smith.
Oh, it's picked! What a play by Zaven Collins! And this game is flipped. Arizona with a defensive touchdown. Their 5th of the year to lead the league.
So no one back on the back end.
Wilson looking for Jalen Virgil. Wide open inside the 20, and he's gone. First NFL catch is a touchdown for 66 yards.
He's got it all working today.
2nd and 1. Fields setting up, looking deep. Komet wide open. He's got it. Cole Komet to the house. 50-yard Bears touchdown.
Rush coming. Forced to throw, coming back for it, breaking a tackle, Slayton, catch and run, down the sideline, Slayton, twirling, touchdown!
7-1, trying to win a 7th in a row today. Here's Delvin Cook on first down, and Cook's got room. Delvin Cook takes off down the sideline. There he goes. The big play they desperately needed. Delvin Cook with a 71-yard touchdown.
Just crushed their defense the last drive.
2nd and 18. Fields in some trouble trying to get it to Komet, and it's intercepted. Okudah with the pick, and little one picks big one and takes it for a touchdown. And now on 3rd down, Fields will yank it, and there's room to run for Fields. Fields, turn it on the speed. Fields on the angle, trying to outrace Okudah, and he'll beat him to the goal line for the touchdown.
Oh, wow. He's already the leading rusher on 3rd downs.
From the 10, 2nd and 18. Thibodeau got there, got the ball out, scooped it and scored! Touchdown Giants! Kayvon Thibodeau! What a play around the edge! Got to Heineke's arm. He gets the grand slam, he gets the sack, the forced fumble, the fumble recovery, and the touchdown.
Your offensive linemen really have to hustle up so you can get up and spike the ball.
Pressure's coming. Herbert eludes the rush, throws on the run, and it is caught!
Clock
Mike
is running.
Williams! What a catch! And now they got to hustle.
2nd down and 10 from the New England 30. Carr, end zone. It is Cole. Keelan Cole makes the catch. And the Raiders with an extra point can tie the game.
And you see those first half possessions, 2 punts, 2 touchdowns, and a field goal. That's a good first half.
Quick screen, picked off, touchdown, Kyle Duggar.
Third and 4. Blitz coming. Prescott throws backwards and intercepted. Jenkins has another one. Racing down the sidelines. Rayshon Jenkins is going to win it.
He's got a 1st and 10. McKinnon, Brown a block. And a block will open up the door. The game is over. Touchdown run, McKinnon. The Chiefs have won. And they win the division. Unbelievable.
Pressure coming. Hurts wants it all with Brown. A.J. Brown beating Johnson. Staying in. Taking it inside the 10. Hustling play by Brisker to save the touchdown.
He's made a lot of progress, especially in these last 5 weeks.
Sure has. On the fake here. Pressure coming. Rolls away. Steps in. Has a man. Jones is open. He's got it. Inside the 10. Diving for the end zone. Touchdown. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage, so hang on.
It's his 3rd consecutive double-digit sack season. Fields moves in the pocket and gets away. Justin Fields takes off, turns a sack into a big gain and a 1st down. Justin Fields, otherworldly, stays in, steps out at the 9.
Press man across the board.
Trubisky to throw for it, going to go deep down the sideline, and it is caught! George Pickens, what a catch!
Khalif Raymond waiting for it at midfield. Man's kick to the 46, move upfield. Raymond still going. Raymond could take it all the way. The hurdle, he's in! Touchdown! Electrifying!
On 3rd down, with time, over the middle, wide open at the 40-yard line is Jalen Waddle, and he turns on the speed, leaving the Bills in the dust. Whoa. Whoa. And nobody likes cold weather like a Penguin.
Coming into tonight. 3rd and 5. Shortest distance on a 3rd down. They try to go the distance, and they will. Sheeta, cheat code again. Tyree touchdown. 60 yards.
Karlaftis gets another sack.
Out of the gun, Wilson releases it, and it's Marlon Mack chewing up real estate. Could Mack go? He will! Touchdown, Denver! Motion man Hinton. Fake it. Wilson. Intercepted. Picked up by Willie Gay. And Gay is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Kansas City.
That'd be interesting, Evan, to see what Andy Reid wants to do with something like that if he calls his plays to the opposite side.
Mahomes, he'll just chuck it ahead, and it's caught. McKinnon has that next gear. Touchdown on a full sprint to the end zone.
The way that the Jaguars have been throwing the ball so far, the time for the Titans to step up and get a pass rush after them.
2nd and 11. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Ingram holds on. Touchdown! What a catch! Evan Ingram with his 2nd touchdown of the day. And the Jaguars are pouring it on in Nashville.
In Vikings territory. Goff going deep on 1st down. It is caught and taken in for a touchdown by DJ Chark. 48 yards.
On 4th and 7, Hurts lofts it for Smith. It's a touchdown! Devontae Smith. And Nick Sirianni loves it. Empty it out on 1st and 10. Again, well protected. Here's a deep ball. Wants Hill. Perfectly dropped in. Touchdown, Dolphins. In the blink of an eye, they find it and strike from 45 yards. And it's a one-score game early in the 4th.
It's for real. Mahomes up in the air, and he fumbled as he went across. Did he break the plane first?
It looked like he broke the plane.
Touchdown's the signal.
Oh, he did the Michael Jordan up on top with the ball stretched out. Fumble comes out, but I think the Michael Jordan of the sport maybe just got over two guys.
And Allegretti says, I got it anyway, and I'm taking it home.
Oh, that ends anything anyway then. Creed Humphrey's like, give it to the old lineman. They did throw their hands up initially.
Prior to the quarterback fumbling the ball, the rolling on the field is a touchdown as he broke the plane prior to the fumble.
Jacobs in the backfield. Here are the Raiders at the 31. Carr gonna go for it all. To the end zone. Caught in the end zone. Davante Adams, touchdown.
Not only on how to get the ball to him, but how having him on the field opens things up for the other players on the offense.
They barely get the snap off before the play clock expires. That popped up into the air and picked off by the Chargers. Coming back with the football is Bryce Callahan to the end zone for the touchdown. And there's a penalty marker down.
It was a beautiful break on the football. The question is, did he make contact or not? But a beautiful job of reading the eyes of Derek Carr.
There's no foul for defensive pass interference. The result of the play is a touchdown.
This explosive offense gets things going with a quick throw down the seam, and it's Trent Sherfield. A big play on the first one. Home run. Play one. To the house. What a start for the Dolphins. "75-yard lightning strike from Trent Sherfield."
Remember, the Bears also have a missed PAT and a field goal blocked in a one-point game. It's not the first time that's happened this year. It's Watson on the end around. He can fly. And he can fly to the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
A deep drop lets the routes develop. One of his first downfield shots has Garrett Wilson. Makes field goal miss. Turns on the afterburners. He's gone. Touchdown Jets. New York takes the lead.
Extra time off because that was a Thursday night game. Fake the handoff. Tannehill looking. Tannehill going to take a deep shot. Downfield. Burks goes up and gets it. Big grab.
From the 39-yard line, Chuba Hubbard is in. Fake to him. Darnold has been steady, going deep for DJ Moore, and he's got it! Working against a frustrated Pat Surtain.
It's a little bit of speed to clear out for your tight end, Mark Andrews.
2nd and 20. Lamar winding up, going deep for Jackson. He's got him! Deshaun Jackson!
Was he touched down? Well, he's giving the ball to the official, so apparently he was.
35 years old, and he can still burn past the D.
Blitzes on, down the middle. He's got the wide open Hopkins with a spinning broken tackle, taking it into the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins.
20 seconds to go. Lawrence throwing to the end zone. Marvin Jones. Yes! They call it a touchdown.
That was a big interception now. Sets up Derek Carr on the 30-yard line.
Jacobs. 5. Jacobs breaking free, going to the end zone for the touchdown. Carr going to go down this sideline. It is.
Oh, how
did Adams make that catch? That's unbelievable. 3rd and 8 to bring it heat. He got rid of it quick. A.J. Brown. Ball out. Picked up by Quay Walker. Is going to go. Walker's going to try to pick up Bucks and Jair Alexander. Cuts back to the inside at the 30. Cuts back to the outside. Terrific run here by Walker, who will end the journey at the 13. Terrific return, another big turnover.
On both sides so far, 9 plays, only 12 yards total for both teams combined, no first downs. This is Nixon, who's dangerous. Oh, here he goes! My goodness! He's taking it the distance!
You talked about how dangerous he is. The most kick return yards in the NFL. And he shows it right there. He had a 94-yard kick return last week. And here he is again. Wow.
Panthers drop. Brady going deep. Evans again. He's got it. Number 3.
Eagles have all 3 timeouts. 2nd down and 8. Quick throw is picked off. Marshawn Lattimore read it. And a pick 6 in his first game back. It's the first interception of the season by a Saints corner. And it might be a backbreaker against the Eagles.
Bridgewater guns it, intercepted, picked up by Kyle Duggar, works the sideline, stutter step move from Duggar, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots! They have done it again. 39-yard return, 7th defensive touchdown of the season.
Minshew has one-on-one for A.J. Brown. He's got it. A.J. Brown into the open field. Foot on the gas to the end zone. Touchdown Eagles. 76 yards. They find the end zone in loud fashion.
About doing it the right way.
The 6-year man out of Miami, Njoku. Quick toss. Cooper. There he is. Didn't drop that one. And slipped past the defender and escaped Ridgeway and got all the way to the end zone for a touchdown.
Chin playing down there in that nickel spot. You see him there again.
Brady loading up, going deep. Evans is open. He's got it in for the touchdown.
Well, we've said it a bunch of times. I don't care how many he drops or how many are incomplete. You have to continue to give one of your best players, one of the top receivers in the league, chances to do.
6 defensive backs. Collins playing up front. It's Foles to the air. Intercepted by the aforementioned Collins. You can kiss him goodbye. Touchdown. Pick 6.
First and 10 for Jacksonville. And Etienne on first down has a crease. There he goes. Etienne. See you later. Touchdown. A 62-yard run.
literally can make noise. I mean, you're talking about you're going to be going against an incredible quarterback or coach or something that has a lot of experience.
This is going to go the distance. Second pick of the game for Cobie Durant.
He started it off, didn't he, earlier in the game with a big interception, and he finishes the game with a big interception. Merry Christmas to Cobie Durant. He's going to remember this one forever.
Tagovailoa under pressure, found a hole for Jalen Waddle, got a block and got free. Waddle with the speed, takes it inside the 30, keeps on going, all the way home. Touchdown Miami. 84-yard lightning strike. Dolphins back in front.
Pressure. Minshew hit as he throws high. Oh, what a catch! Devontae Smith went up and got it.
Taylor Heineke, and there's so many parallels between these two quarterbacks. Neither one is extremely tall. You throw from different angles, you get the opportunity to get a ball tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Ray McCloud on second down and 10. There he goes with the foot race. They're not going to get him. You can kiss him goodbye. 71-yard touchdown, Ray McCloud.
Open the field up a little bit. This Dallas passing game gets even better.
On the fake, Prescott little roll out, and it's intercepted by Sweat. Josh Sweat breaks a tackle. Sweat is gonna score.
Third and 29. Jones steps up, tries to avoid it, buys some time. Jones uncorks, deep ball, touchdown on the ricochet, Jakobi Meyers.
Playing this kind of defense tight here in the red zone.
Trying to do it again. Here comes a blitz by the Giants. Cousins to the end zone for Hawkinson. What a catch!
38th play in New England territory. Burrow off his back foot. It's intercepted. Down the sideline, Marcus Jones has got speed. Still going all the way. Touchdown, Patriots.
Dobbs is hit from behind. The ball's out. They're calling this a fumble at the moment, and the return by Allen for the touchdown. Jenkins hit Dobbs, and for now, it's a touchdown.